Welcome back to EQ Bloom, where we uncover the science behind your emotions. Today's episode is one many people silently relate to. What happens to your brain when you hold in emotions? Have you ever smiled when you were hurting, or acted fine even though your chest was tight with sadness or anger? That's emotional suppression, and while it may seem like you're staying strong or composed, your brain and body may be telling a different story underneath. In this video, we'll explore what happens neurologically when you bottle up emotions, from the amygdala and stress circuits to long-term effects on your health. We'll break it down and offer real tools to express your emotions safely and effectively. Let's start with what emotional suppression actually is. It's not just hiding how you feel. It's a specific neurological process. Normally, when you feel an emotion, say anger, your amygdala detects it as a threat. Your prefrontal cortex, the reasoning part of your brain, helps you interpret it. But when you suppress an emotion, your brain's top-down control actively inhibits emotional suppression. You're trying to override your brain's natural output. You push the anger down. You tighten your chest. You change your facial expression. And neurologically, you're sending signals to your motor cortex, muscles, and vagus nerve to pause the emotional reaction. Think of it like a pressure valve. You're not solving the emotion, you're sealing it off. The problem is, your body remembers what you avoided. The stress doesn't disappear, it stores in the nervous system. What happens next? Your amygdala, still aware of the unresolved threat, stays activated. This keeps your brain in a mild state of threat detection, often beneath your awareness. Meanwhile, the prefrontal cortex, which normally helps you process the emotion, begins to disconnect from the emotional circuit. It's not revolving the stress, it's redirecting it. This imbalance can lead to emotional dysregulation over time. Physiologically, cortisol is released, heart rate increases, muscles tense, especially in the neck, shoulders, jaw, and gut. Your sympathetic nervous system is activated, putting you in chronic fight or flight mode. People who suppress emotions often develop chronic tension patterns, like shallow breathing and sleep issues. Not because of what they feel, but because of what they don't express. Over time, emotional suppression takes a deeper toll. First, it can alter your brain's architecture. Studies show that chronic emotional inhibition shrinks the hippocampus, the part of your brain responsible for memory and emotional recall, and dulls prefrontal cortex activity, reducing emotional insight and decision-making. Second, your immune system weakens. Constant cortisol suppresses white blood cell production and increases systemic inflammation. That's why people who repress emotions are more likely to suffer from autoimmune conditions, gut issues, high blood pressure, and even heart disease. And finally, it affects your mental health. Emotional suppression has been linked to higher risks of depression, anxiety, dissociation, and even emotional numbing, the inability to feel much at all. So the cost of bottling up emotions isn't just psychological, it's physical, it's neurological, it's the whole body. Let's be clear, suppression is not the same as regulation. Suppression is avoidance, shoving an emotion away without processing it. It builds pressure inside. Regulation, on the other hand, is acknowledgement with management. It's noticing the emotion, naming it, and choosing how to respond without denial. Imagine two brains. In suppression, we see overactivation of the amygdala, underuse of the prefrontal cortex, and high stress hormones. In regulation, we see stronger vagus nerve activity, better emotional memory integration, and more prefrontal engagement, leading to calmness and emotional resilience. Healthy regulation involves awareness, validation, and expression in safe and constructive ways. It's not weakness, it's brain hygiene. So how do we process emotions instead of storing them? Step 1. Awareness. Learn to identify the emotion without judgment. You can't heal what you don't feel. Use journaling, mood tracking, or mindfulness check-ins. Step 2. Name it to tame it. Neuroscientist Dan Siegel coined this phrase. By labeling your emotion, I feel frustrated, I feel lonely, you reduce amygdala activity and bring in more prefrontal clarity. Step 3. Express it. This doesn't mean exploding or venting to everyone. It means safe, contained expression, like writing, speaking with a therapist, physical activity, music, or creative outlets. Step 4. Let it move. Emotions are energy in motion. Breathwork, yoga, and even crying help the body discharge that energy. Over time, this rewires your emotional circuits, teaching your brain that feeling is safe and expression leads to healing, not danger. Your brain was never designed to carry emotions in silence. Suppressing emotions doesn't make them go away, it only bruises them deeper, where they continue to influence your body, brain, and behavior. But by learning to process and express your feelings without judgment, with awareness, you can change your neurobiology. You can reclaim clarity, resilience, and well-being. Thanks for tuning in to EQ Bloom, where we combine your emotional intelligence with neuroscience to help you grow from the inside out. If this video gave you insight, support the channel by subscribing and sharing it with a friend who might need it. And next time, we'll tackle a topic that touches all of us. Why do we procrastinate? The neuroscience of avoidance. Until then, remember your feelings are messages, not problems.